Hi, welcome to Yellow Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters.
Today we have with us Miss Rajashree, who works as an English educator at New Horizon Gurukul, which is located in Bangalore. To get to know more details about the school and her experience so far with the school and her journey with the school, let's have a conversation with her. Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
So, ma'am, to begin with, you being an English
Yes.
educator, what inspired you to become an English educator? And how do you feel your work helps New Horizon Gurukul's reputation?
First of all, I was inspired by my teachers when I was in school, and my English teachers, especially, were my inspiration to take up teaching. And the way they used to communicate and express themselves and how they helped us out. So, these were my inspiration. And how I help New Horizon is in the same way as my teachers have helped me. The young learners who come to us, I help them to express themselves not only in their academics but also in any other platform that they go for, that is while they participate in competitions or in any other public forums. I help them to have the confidence to express themselves in a proper way and communicate properly. So that's how I help. And I think there have been many instances when they have won prizes. So I think that is the way I help out New Horizon Gurukul.
Got it, ma'am. So going to our next question. Each student comes up with a different pace of understanding a particular topic. So how do you adjust your lessons to fit different learning styles? And how does that connect to New Horizon School's values?
Well, as always, like we know that each of the child is different and not all of them learn at the same pace and not at the same way. So some of them are, they need hands-on experience. Some of them are very good at understanding it at just when they discuss few things. And some of them are kinesthetic learners. And we have audio visual learners and different kinds of. So we incorporate all of these into our lessons. Like we have storytelling sessions or we have a role play. Also have hands-on activity and projects that we give them, so that all of this is included in our lessons. We plan our lessons accordingly so that all the children get to understand and they can learn at their own pace. And we also discuss these things, and each of these children are also, they are individually, we ask them to come out and explain their ideas and whatever they have, or if they have any doubts that they want to clarify, that is also allowed. So accordingly, that's how they learn. So it's always incorporated into our lessons. And New Horizon Gurukul always, believes in the holistic development of the child. So that's why our lessons are planned in that way.
Got
And that
it.
is also what CBSE is also incorporating into its curriculum nowadays. So we follow that.
Got it, ma'am. Can you share a fun or a creative way you teach English that makes learning engaging for your students?
Well, we actually have a lot of quizzes that we conduct based on our grammar lessons, which children enjoy a lot. The online quizzes that we have. So we also use technology a lot in our lessons. And then other than that, when it is a literature lesson, we do make them do the role play. Sometimes it is something like we have this character hot seat where, the child becomes a literary character and they have to prepare questions which they ask. And then the children will, the other children have to guess who the character is. And so these are things that makes the class a lot more interactive and are also fun as well, because they get to understand a lot more about the character, which later helps them, while they are doing their academics as well. So these are certain things that we do. And then there are certain other projects as well, group projects that they do, which, they enjoy doing together. And it also promotes their teamwork and things like that.
Got it. I'm going to our next question. How do you integrate both literature and language skills in your lessons to benefit your students' overall development?
Language especially helps them, like, it brings in the empathy and the imagination and all those things into, that's what language brings into the lessons. Whereas when it is the vocabulary and other things are used by the literature is there. And then the stories and other things that when we do, what we do is that the language is what gives them the expression. The literature is there, which is giving them the empathy. It brings in the empathy to the class. It also brings imagination and all those things. But it is through language that they can express themselves. So when these two are used, and even when we are teaching our grammar lessons, we use it or we give it to them through a story, so that they understand how the grammar has to be used, and how that is woven into the stories. Like when they read the story, they also get to understand that this is the way the usage of the language is. So that's how we blend both together. We present it in a story, and then we also tell them how they can express themselves by whether it is through vocabulary or when they are writing or whether the correct usage of grammar and things like that. So the stories help them to understand the intricacies of the language better.
Got it, ma'am. So when it
Yes.
comes to developing communication or imagination skills, it's very important that you need to have a habit of reading a book. So how do you develop
Yes.
a love for reading in your students, and how does the school encourage this aspect?
We in every classroom we have a reading corner, and the reading corner is managed by the children, where they contribute books. They would have books that they have read at home, so they bring those books to school and they keep it in the reading corner. So every child contributes at least one book, and then whenever they have a free period or when it is a lunch time, the children pick up these books and they go sit down to read. So that is one way that we promote our reading. And we also have a wonderful library in the school where we have a well-stocked library for the primary children as well. And there are many activities that we do to promote their reading skills. And I, as an English teacher, what I tell them is every time they read a book, I ask them to keep a manual of what they have read and to write down at least a few details of what they liked about the book or what they did not like about the book, and maintain it as a record. So they will, at the end of the year, get to know an idea about how many books they have read and which are the books they liked and what kind of genre of books they like. So this is how we promote reading in our school.
Got it, ma'am. Can you also share a success story of a student who made progress in your class and what made the difference?
Well, I cannot talk about just one. I can't suddenly
Yeah,
remember one, but there have been many because I have been teaching for some time now. So every year we get a new set of students, and there are children, as I told you in the beginning, that there are children of different kinds who learn in a different way. So there are some children who have a lot of difficulty with their spellings at times. So we help them to learn the spelling. So I teach them how they can split the syllabi and learn. Some of them learn through phonics. So we help them through that. And I have seen a lot of change in the way, later on when they go to the higher grades, because sometimes I teach them for 2 or 3 years. So I can see that gradual change in them, how they've changed. And it's also the reading skills. Some of them are not fluent at reading in the beginning, but then with a little bit of help and their pronunciation and things like that, I have seen children really, and it is not something that we can see overnight. It takes some time. So gradually, since I have got the advantage of teaching them at least 1 or 2 years, when they go to the next grade and if I am there, I have seen that improvement in them because they consistently do that. And some are also not good at writing. So we do give them some task to do at home and ask them to bring it. And we also guide them in that particular way. And I have seen many of the children doing better than what they were doing in the previous year. So it's not one that I can quote about. So
yeah.
that's what I would like to say.
Good to know that, ma'am. So if you can also talk about how do your work with other teachers contribute to the school's goals and support student success?
Well, we always collaborate with each other because that is the most important thing. We as teachers, I don't think we can work as just individuals. It is a collective duty of all of us teachers to give our best to, improve the children and give them whatever they need. So we subject teachers, we always in the staff room and even outside, we do connect with each other. We share ideas. We also share our teaching strategies that have worked for us. Other than that, the school has an annual event, which we call as Gyanmela. And during the Gyanmela, we put up projects and things like that. The children's creativity is showcased. And here, all of us teachers from all the subjects, we work together. We don't work as just departments. We are integrating all the topics, and we showcase a 360-degree view of whatever that particular topic is speaking about. So all of us teachers have to collaborate with each other to put in whatever our inputs are to make the show a success. So we always are collaborating with each other. We always work as a team and we give our best for our children. So that has always been the motto for Gurukul as well.
Got it. So to conclude our interview, for parents who are looking for best schools in Bangalore, especially New Horizon Gurukul, what would you suggest?
Well, I would say New Horizon Gurukul is one of the best because they have a very good infrastructure, and they also work towards the holistic development of the child. It's not just the academics. We have yoga, we have Values Plus, where we teach them values, and the extracurricular activities that we conduct, plus PE classes, everything. So it's a mix of everything. It's the holistic education of the child that New Horizon Gurukul keeps in mind. So I think New Horizon Gurukul is the best option for parents.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining and sharing some of the insights about the school.
Thank you.